So we're going to fit?
I've no idea. We'll give it
oh
a go,
my gosh!
If you hear a scrape,
it means we don't. We're James and Sarah, also known as the Whole World or Nothing.
After 6 years travelling the world, we traded in our backpacks, bought this old panel van and spent 5 months transforming her into Cassie, our dream home on wheels.
Make sure you've subscribed so you can join in the adventures as we hit the road and make the switch to full-time van life. Just having to do about a 8-point turn.
8. That's generous. Almost just took the edge of the van off. It's pretty tight. I'm going to go all the way back in, take a big nice swing out, and then see if we can get through those walls.
This is the problem with having a long wheelbase. We have more space to live in, but...
Can't park anywhere. I've got a feeling that Berwick-upon-Tweed might be a miss.
Well done. That was some tricky driving.
It was. Very tight around here. It's a walled city, so like all of the archways and stuff like that were built for horse-drawn carriages, probably.
Not sprinters.
Not sprinter vans. I don't think they had many of them around in the 1400s or whenever this was built.
We found a space anyway.
We have.
So let's go have a look.
Got yourself your mat? Not embarrassing at all.
I'm the ultimate tourist.
The first place that Sarah's map took us to was a fish and chip shop to get some scram for lunch. And please forgive the red sauce in the corner, I personally don't condone it whatsoever. But fueled up, we were ready to explore.
Well, we're just trying to find a way to get up onto this wall because you can walk all around the walled city, but we can't find any steps. We can see people on it,
Yeah.
but we don't know how to get up.
The thing is, if you walk far enough around the wall, you're going to get to some steps, surely.
Hopefully.
So we carry on going.
We found it?
I think so.
Okay, come on.
It's so windy up here that you probably can't hear me at all, but the views are pretty spectacular.
Yeah, they're really, really nice. It's just freezing.
It is freezing and it's raining now as well,
Yeah.
so I think we probably need to get on.
It was a whistle-stop tour of Berwick because most stuff was closed and the weather was pretty abysmal and getting worse.
You have a good time?
I am having a good time, but it's so cold. Like, can you believe this is nearly May? I mean, you can obviously because it's England, but
Well, yeah, this is what I expect.
it's just freezing and so grey and windy.
We didn't actually know much about this town before we decided to come here.
No.
It was a little bit on a whim, wasn't it? But
Yeah.
we are kind of discovering as we go along because it's signposted all the way round the walls. I say signposted, I mean it's got signs up all the way around the walls which kind of explain and describe what the city was like and why it's a walled city and its history and all that. So it's actually really interesting.
It's fascinating. I knew there was going to be quite a bit of history here anyway because this is the last town in England before you get to the Scottish border, and I think it probably changed hands quite a lot over the years, right?
Yeah,
in terms
absolutely.
of battles here and there and stuff. So I knew there was going to be a lot of history, but yeah, I didn't realise it was a walled city, and yeah, just really interesting. We got back just before it started chucking it down.
Yeah, it's pelting it
Just in
down.
time. So now we've got to try and find somewhere to park for the night.
Mm-hmm.
There are some campers parked in this car park, aren't they? But
Yeah, the sign specifically says that you can't stay overnight or cook in your camper van. I mean, we don't know whether these campers are intending to stay or not. They might
yeah.
just be here for the day like us and then be going back to a campsite or something like that. So, you know, we don't want to stay here when it specifically says not to.
get a ticket.
Yes.
Even though it is annoying because it's a free 24-hour car park, so
Yeah,
technically, why does it matter if you're sleeping here? But
absolutely.
anyway, we shall go and find somewhere else. So we read about this place on Park for Night. You can see there's already a camper there. and sea view. The cafe had just closed when we got here, but we managed to check with the owners and they said it's absolutely fine to park. They're open at 10 in the morning, so we're going to park here for the night and go in and have breakfast in the morning.
Feeling pretty chuffed with ourselves, we headed out to explore the local beach, which was apparently a favourite of the famous Matchstick Men artist L.S. Lowry.
So we just came back from a little walk and had a note on the windscreen, didn't we?
We did, yeah. Saying please call such and such phone number to pay £15 to stay for the night, to book in for the night. So I called the number and just obviously mentioned that we had spoken to the lad in the cafe, and he said that it was fine to stay. But they said, yeah, it is £15. Obviously he didn't mention that, he neglected to mention that, so we're going to find somewhere else. There's a couple of other places just a few minutes down the road that we think look alright. So
at the end of the day, I mean, there's a nice view there, but it is just a car park, and you know, I don't want to take advantage of people or anything, but £15 seems quite steep. Found another spot then. There's another couple of campers here already, like you can see behind us, but there's no signs or anything. It's just like a little car park down the end of a dirt road, isn't it? So should be alright. There are a couple of
signs, we haven't checked them yet.
That's true. We should go check the signs, and then if it's okay, we'll head up over those sand dunes, I think, and have a look over there before it gets dark.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
This was one park up Northumberland County Council hadn't got to yet, so we spent the evening climbing through the dunes and enjoying the deserted beach.
The next morning, we were up with the sunrise and headed off a little way down the coast to drive a road that spends half of its time submerged underwater.
What does it feel like? Is it weird?
It is a little bit weird because there's seaweed along the side of the road. There's water in the road, which isn't that unusual, but it's obviously seawater. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
And we're just driving over the sea. Good morning, people.
Good morning.
Sarah has woken up in an absolutely filthy mood this morning.
Okay.
A proper mange. I don't know why. What's going on? Any explanation? No. Anyway, I'm in a fantastic mood, fortunately, so I'm probably just going to carry today, yeah?
Yeah, I'll try and get myself better. I don't know, I slept really well, so I don't know what's the matter with me, and it's an exciting day that we've got planned.
We've got a really exciting day. I'm actually really looking forward to this.
Do you want to say where we are?
We're in a place called Holy Island.
It's got a full name actually, it's called Holy Island of Lindisfarne.
Okay, that sounds like something off of Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Why is it called that?
Don't know.
Good.
The Holy Island of Lindisfarne is completely cut off from the mainland twice every day when the tides rapidly roll in and cover the only road on or off the island. Something which, despite loads of signs, apparently still catches out at least one driver a month. The name reflects its importance as an early centre of Christianity in England, and its inaccessibility only adds to the mystique which has surrounded Holy Island for centuries.
You can walk around pretty much the whole island, and it's packed with gorgeous old historic buildings, a working fishing port and a quaint little town where you'll find gift shops, cafes and a couple of pubs, as well as spectacular views all round. And of course, being in this part of the world, there's a castle.
Right, we found out a couple of things about the island. So this castle behind us, Lindisfarne Castle, was once a holiday home. So apparently the guy that owned or owns or invented, edited, whatever, Country Life, he came up from London and saw it and so bought it as his holiday home. I don't know if he still lives there or not. You can go inside, it's a National Trust place, so maybe not anymore.
I've got a feeling that he's probably long dead.
Oh, right. Okay. The reason that the island is called the Holy Island of Lindisfarne is because it's the site of one of the original Anglo-Saxon churches, which is like, I think it was 653 AD, so really, really, really old anyway.
Okay, so Holy Island was pretty cool, right?
Yeah, it was amazing. The scenery is just epic.
The castle on there is pretty impressive as well.
Yeah.
But just down the road, where we are right now, behind us is Bamburgh Castle.
Were you waiting for some facts?
Go on. You're in the know, aren't you?
I don't know many. It's privately owned, is this place. Basically, it's changed. It's really, really, really old. It's like changed hands loads over the years in terms of different people that were fighting for it, loads of different civil wars. The monarch has had it a couple of times. I don't know my kings and queens very well, like Henry II and Edward someone or other. Anyway, it's like, yeah, just switched back and forth, and then one of the kings that had it like fell into disrepair, and they apparently didn't have the money to do it up. I don't think that's true, but they sold it, or it came into the hands of the family that has it now. So William Armstrong, who was a industrialist in the area, had a load of factories and all the like industrial revolution era, all that kind of money. That's what he bought this with, and it's been in his family ever since.
I'm quite impressed with that. I don't know where you got that information from, if you just made that up, but that's pretty good. Anyway, it is £6 to get in for an adult. It's grounds only at the moment because of COVID, so we're not going to bother going in, because I don't think you're going to get to see a great deal much more than you can from the outside.
Yeah.
And you can walk all the way around the outside anyway, so that's what we're going to do. And then afterwards we will head down. I think you can get onto the sand dunes from here as well, and out down to the beach. Check this out. It says residence parking on this sign, which means that someone actually lives in that castle.
Yeah, I just told you that. There's different apartments in it, apparently, I read.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Can you imagine living in there?
I think it's on Airbnb or something. I don't know.
The views are absolutely amazing, so definitely worth coming down here. Probably can't hear anything that I'm saying because it's really windy, but the sun's come out and everything. It's absolutely stunning.
It is. It's a beautiful beach, is this. Like, I've never seen any photographs of it before or anything like that, but it's massive, and like the sand dunes at the back of it, like coming down.
Yeah. It's
really clean. The water actually looks quite inviting. I mean, obviously it will be absolutely freezing, but yeah. Really, really beautiful part of England. It's been such an amazing day today, and to say that it was supposed to rain as well, and it did a little bit, didn't it, for like 10 minutes or something, but it's been just pretty much blue skies all day. It's been lovely. Anyway, we've got to go and try and find a park up now. We like to leave ourselves plenty of time just in case it takes a while. Northumberland Council are not very nice to us Vanlifers, or anyone in a motorhome basically. They don't like you staying anywhere, so it's quite difficult to find spots. So it's just a case of kind of scoping it out and trying to find some places. We've got a couple earmarked, so we're going to head off now, I think, and see if they are any good. Okay, so we have just actually stopped off in another place called Seahouses because there's a little bit of time left on the parking, so
got to get our money's worth. So Sarah's bought some chips again. Absolutely obsessed. Second day in a row, is it?
Yeah, it's because it's the smell when you walk past them.
Well, we're at the seaside, aren't we?
Yeah.
And we're looking for somewhere to sit. Check this out. It's like a theatre overlooking the docks.
We spent around an hour in Seahouses, which, if you think of your stereotypically touristy English seaside town, this is it. Then we got on the road inland to a town we'd been highly recommended to visit.
Oh man, I'm exhausted, are you?
Yeah, I'm knackered.
Taking it out of us, this exploring.
I think we've not done a great deal today. Well, I suppose we've hit a few places and done a few miles, but it's not like we've done a massive trek.
We've been outside all day though.
We've been outside and we got up really early, and yeah, I think like you say, it takes it out of you when you're exploring, just going from place to place and kind of experiencing new things as well.
Yeah, and finding park ups.
Yes.
I guess as well. Like, we've not had any like issues yet.
No.
And we've always found one so far, so fingers crossed that keeps happening and that's okay. But it's just something else to do every day, isn't it?
Yeah, it's always on the back of your mind. I suppose it's something that we're going to get used to, but you know, because it's like the first few weeks of us being out and about proper, it's inevitable that we're, you know, a little bit nervous about it. We don't know what to expect. We haven't found ourselves in any kind of situation, so it's just something like a weight at the back of our minds, I think, really.
So what have you cooked up tonight for our dinner?
Tonight it's a curry, sweet potato, chickpea and spinach.
Sounds delicious. It smells good.
So how was it? We're just going to round off the evening with a beer. What are you on?
I am on Heineken 0%.
Yeah.
Which I normally would not opt for Heineken. It'd be like probably my least favourite beer, but these are actually quite nice. When they're cold, they're quite nice and refreshing.
Yeah, we've started drinking a bit more non-alcoholic beers, haven't we? Not something that we'd ordinarily do, because we're fans of, you know, an IPA or something with a bit of flavour. But we've been discovering some really good ones recently.
Yeah, it's because we wanted to make sure that one of us was always fine to drive and not drinking. But then, more recently, the other one's been sneaking onto the non-alcoholics as well.
Oh yeah. I'm on that Heineken too. I will just say that Heineken, even though that's what we're drinking now, that's because we're just having a curry, right? So
yeah,
a lager goes pretty well with it. But we are also into Ghost Ship. What are the other ones? What's that one that you like? Beavertown
IPA. That's a really, really nice one. The ones that come in little cans.
Yeah, and there's a couple of others that we really like as well. But if you have got any recommendations of good non-alcoholic or very low alcohol beers for us, then please do drop them down in the description below.
That taste like actual beers. Like, we can tell, don't give us any fake nasty stuff just because it says no alcohol on it.
You're going to put people off now. No, we welcome any suggestions.
Thanks.
So what you say you're just going out to do?
I'm going out to pick up some cigarette butts of a couple of representatives of the local council who came by, beeping their horns, I can only presume it was at us, and then proceeded to stop in the same area that we're in. Both of them smoked a cigarette and then flicked the cigarette butts into the field nearby. So, I mean, we've alluded to this before, but I think Northumberland County Council is cracking down on people doing what we do, and people travelling in vans and motorhomes and stopping up in public areas. And there's a lot of signs about saying that, basically prohibiting it. And I think that a lot of that is like a perception problem, because they imagine that
we're here causing harm or trouble or
throwing litter, all that kind of stuff. So it's quite funny to look out the window to see a couple of guys from the council. You know, I don't know, I haven't got a clue what their job was. I think they were collecting refuse themselves, which is ironic, isn't it? Then stopping and throwing litter around the place. It just makes you think, doesn't it, really? So I've spent most of the morning picking up litter.
Well, it was nice and sunny.
It was nice and sunny. We've just got to Alnwick, which is the next place we're exploring. We've driven through it. It looks beautiful, actually.
It does. It's so nice.
A market. It's got like lovely stone buildings, and there's kind of all sorts of cafes and little shops, boutiques and stuff like that.
It looks like really historic, doesn't it?
It does, yeah, like a market town.
Yeah.
And we've just parked up, and it is hailing.
Is that your favourite market that you've seen so far?
Yeah.
Just full of beer?
Yeah. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. And you've gone for what?
A Scotch egg.
Not any Scotch egg. The biggest Scotch egg in the world. That's like the size of your head.
It looks like a planet.
This place was really cool, but the weather was absolutely terrible. So we just did a bit of shopping at the market, stopped off at a laundrette to wash some clothes, and headed on to our next stop.
So we arrived on the campsite that we're staying in tonight. We were a bit tired, so we had a quick nap, just knocked up some lunch, going to have a bit of a salad, some avocado toast with a bit of bacon on. And then
Looks amazing.
we've got a little plan for the afternoon.
The plan involved visiting another castle,
That's that one off the table then.
so we hit the beach instead.
Welcome to the village library. What do you think about that?
I think that's really cool.
Take a book, leave a book, it says.
And then headed on to a pub, which, as you can probably tell, Sarah thoroughly enjoyed.
As you can see, we are on a campsite. Why are we on a campsite?
We're on a campsite because we need to empty our toilet and we need to fill up our water. And that's pretty much the only reasons why we're on a campsite. We have decided to book in for the night. It's pretty steep, it's like 30 quid. But, I mean, we obviously get to stay here for the night and we get to do all of that, empty our services.
We're going to have a shower as well,
we're gonna,
aren't we?
Yeah, we're going to have a shower. Not on the campsite shower because they're not open yet. They're not open until kind of mid next month. But in our own shower, and then it means that we can shower pretty much for as long as we want and then fill up the water afterwards again.
So we did the chores before I rounded off the evening with an online whisky tasting.
Just preparing our snacks for the day, are you?
Well, yeah, kind of. I don't think that's going to last us today. It's just a couple of little bits of fudge. But yeah, it's ones that we bought on Holy Islands from a little fudge maker there.
They're amazing, aren't they?
They are
taste
delicious,
so good.
yeah. We've had a bit of each of them. One of them's, what was it, triple chocolate?
Yeah, and rum and
Death
raisin.
by chocolate or something? Yeah, and rum and raisin. Both really, really good.
Alright, we're all topped up, emptied, waste taken out, water put in. That's everything, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, let's get back on the road. It has been raining all day today, like seriously non-stop. So we've just been working, haven't we?
We have.
And we are parked up in just like a, I don't know, retail car park for the night. So hopefully that's going to be okay. There's no signs anywhere saying that you can't park overnight. So we'll give this one a go.
When the road hands you uninspiring surroundings and crap weather, what more is there to do than eat pasta and try again the next day?
Morning. So everything was absolutely fine last night. It was a little bit of a different park up. We've not really parked in one that's kind of been near anything before. It's always kind of been a little bit more remote, and although it's not residential or anything around here, there are businesses and stuff, but it was dead quiet over the night. There was no one here. Woke up this morning, there's a few cars knocking about, but other than that, absolutely fine. No one knocked on the van to ask us to move or anything like this. So we are off to explore some more of where we're going.
It's spelled Alnwick, so I think that's what we've been calling it, but we found out that it's actually pronounced Alnwick. So there.
What, so you don't pronounce the W?
Or the L.
Right. Okay, let's go. So the other thing that I wanted to say about that car park that we just stayed in last night was about what you found out about who owned it. I knew I had something interesting to say and I completely forgot why I was even filming.
It's owned by the Duke of Northumberland, like pretty much everything else around here. And I found that out. I just quickly Googled the name of the retail park, found out who owned the retail park, and then you can go on that website and discover who actually owns the company that owns the retail park. And yeah, I think they pretty much own virtually everything in Northumberland, so it's not really a surprise, is it? And the Duke of Northumberland is something like the 300th richest person in the UK. So, you know, if he's bothered about us staying there a night, then he needs to get a life.
Unfortunately, we're here so early, it's not open for like another couple of hours.
Everything is shut. People have been laughing at us saying that we're ridiculously early. So, I don't know what we're going to do. I mean, we can have a wander around the town, but I don't think anything will be open. Well, it's a Sunday as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Alnwick was completely deserted, but we'd actually come back for one very specific reason: to visit what is quite possibly the best bookshop in the country.
That place was so lovely, wasn't it?
Amazing, yeah.
Literally could have spent like all day in there. We were already in there like maybe a couple of hours.
Yeah, definitely. It's one of the coolest things that we've done around here.
Yeah, I'm so glad we came back. Like, the reason we came back to, what is it again? Alnwick, is because we missed doing that last time. We didn't have time to do it. And we'd seen the photos and we'd been recommended it by so many people that we just had to come back, and I'm so glad that we did.
Absolutely
Brilliant.
amazing.
We've bought too many books.
Yeah.
For living in a van.
It's not the best, is it? That's why we've got Kindles.
So Alnmouth looks absolutely lovely.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
However, there's just nowhere to park.
There is. There's a
Nowhere
car
that
park.
we're willing to pay.
No, there is a car park, but it's £10.
£10!
We're not planning on spending. You can't stay overnight either. We're not planning on spending much time here. We just
No.
wanted to come and see what everyone's talking about, and it does look beautiful. But a tenner, no.
Yeah, we just wanted to walk on the beach for an hour or something.
Yeah.
Like, there's no other option. It's a tenner or nothing. And then there's on-street parking, which is all this around here, but there's no spaces, and I don't actually know whether we'd get into them anyway, because they're like they're like marked out in bays. So on to the next place.
Onwards and upwards, eh?
Just a few miles up the coast is Warkworth, which is one of the very few places in Northumberland that seems to welcome camper vans with a dedicated spot to park in. As with most of this coastline, there's a beautiful sandy beach and a historic old town with a lovely castle and even a few cracking little pubs.
It has been really, really nice here. I think it's probably one of our favourite places on the
Yes.
Northumberland coast, no?
Yeah, I completely agree. I loved it.
It's
What a
been
day
great.
yesterday was, eh?
Yeah, it's amazing. And the fact that they've actually made this car park for people to park in overnight, like it's away from the beach and it's out of the town, but it's within walking distance of both, so it's in like the perfect place. There's no houses or anything around, anything like that. And like it says, there's no overnight facilities in terms of like toilets and stuff like that, but obviously we don't need that. We just literally need a level place to park.
Yeah.
So yeah, just really, really nice. I like this village. And then that meant that obviously we spent money in the village because we didn't feel like we were being ripped off. So we had Sunday lunch and all that. It was really nice. And yeah.
Well, that's it for Northumberland, folks. We absolutely loved it, and we hope you enjoyed coming along with us. If you did, please hit that thumbs up button, and if you're new around here, then we'd love for you to subscribe too. And don't forget to hit that little alarm bell so you get notified every time we post a new video. Next time, we're heading even further north to the incredible Kielder Forest and the Scottish border towns. We hope to see you then.